So, yes, thank you to our defense. You guys balled out today.
Did you already share that message with them?
Oh, I did earlier before you guys got here. I just said thank you to all of them because, I mean, at the end of the day, whoever scores more points is going to win the game. But, I mean, without them today, almost pitching a shutout, it was an impressive feat on the defense.
You ready? Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yeah. Let's go. I'm a winner, not a sinner. So you know I hold it down. Got the winner in my locker. Gonna get a touchdown. Make a play, make it rain. Get the win, celebrate. At the end of the day, we're the best. Anyway, I'm a winner, not a sinner. So you know I hold it down. Got the winner in my locker. Gonna get a touchdown. Make a play, make it rain. Get the win, celebrate. At the end of the day, we're the best. Anyway,
What it do? Welcome back, YouTube family. How you feeling today? This is the day after tomorrow, and I'm your host, William Upchurch. Now, did you watch the game last night? That was a heck of a game, and it had one theme and one theme only, which allowed us to see some things that we wanted to see. That was a defensive game, all the way around defensive game. In the score, 10-7, Eagles come out on top. If there was anything you wanted to see about our new people, or should I say one specific person, you've seen it literally in that game. Let's see. Started off Monday night, 8:30 primetime lights, 8:15, 8:30 primetime lights in Lambeau Field. 33 degrees outside, feeling more like low 20s. No snow, but still cold. And we come out on top in the bright lights. Heck of a win. It's so much good that you can take away from this game. And then there's some things that we could look at and be like, right? We're going to talk about it today, though. But first, let's just start off. Again, I'm only going to talk about defense first. You've seen it already on my intro. You have to thank the defense for what they did during this game when the offense could not get themselves going. And not only that, just holding it down all the way to the end. They still had to, when I thought they was done, they still had to play another series to make sure that the game was signed, sealed, and delivered so we could come back to Philadelphia on top of the NFC. But let's talk about it. Pressure all day. Jalen Phillips, new Philadelphia Eagle. You've seen it from the first play that he played. His first snap. Instant pressure. Instant pressure. Now, I believe it was, who was it? Oh, it was Jalen Hunt. Jalen Hunt gets credited with a sack due to Jalen Phillips coming off of the end, creating instant pressure, sending Jordan Love fleeing right into the Predator's head called Jalen Hunt. Sack. Jalen Phillips finished with 8 pressures, 7 hurries. They said the most he's done in the Miami Dolphins was 7. He topped off at 7. About 6 different times. Out of 55 games, comes to Philadelphia, game 1 has 8. Remember last year we talked about team's motto specifically was, you can't be great without the greatness of others. Well, hello, Jalen Phillips. Hello, Jaden Phillips. Welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles, where now what he was, which was great, he was doing good, is just going to be lifted up. And you've seen it, game 1. They're not even all the way together yet. You had Nolan Smith coming back for the first game since he's been on IR. You had Brandon Graham coming back from his retirement for the first game. Monday Night Lights. Jalen Phillips. Let's finish with Jalen Phillips. He had 5 defensive stops, 19.4 pressure rate, and 1 fumble recovery at the end of the game. Doing his little dance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look, man, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. On a night when the offense just can't get it done, you hold Green Bay to 7 points. And then you hold them so that they don't get a field goal. Now, Jalen Phillips, man, a few years ago, Philadelphia Eagles, for the offense, we go and we pick up A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans. And man, what a difference that was. Man, what a difference that was. Because it lifted our offense from great or good, whatever you want to call it, to Super Bowl caliber, right? Now, I think they just did the same thing on the defensive side of the ball. They got Jalen Phillips, and Jalen Phillips is the A.J. Brown of the offense, but he's on the defense. And I hope that they actually can sign him to a lucrative deal because I think he's worth it. Yes, there's only one game sample size, but we already know what he's been doing in Miami. And no offense to Miami, but the defense wasn't the same. It's not the same. So you have this guy, and again, can't be great without the greatness of others. You line him up next to Jalen Carter, who, by the way, had a heck of a game. We're going to talk about him too. But you line him up next to Jalen Carter. That side is criminal. That side is criminal. Don't nobody want to go over there. Don't nobody want to go over there. You still have to double team Jalen Carter because he's a problem. Because getting it pushed straight up the gut is an issue. So you're double teaming him. You're not double teaming Jalen Phillips, 6'5", coming through the line. Now you're getting pushed this way. Nolan Smith, Jalen here. Yeah, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing. And this is the first game that the defense actually were able to play together. Prime lights. They still haven't gelled together. They still are not complete. We still haven't seen Jair Alexander come into the game yet. We still don't know what the back end's going to be. You know what you got in Q-Dog. You know what Quintana Obey is. You know what Cuba DeJean is. You know what Makuba's trying to be. You know what Blankenship is doing. Look at your linebackers. Philadelphia went years without linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Even after the days Jeremiah Trotter, the big dog. You know what I'm saying? We went a couple years without the linebackers. And then when we did have the linebackers, we wound up letting them go and go somewhere else. Right? Now we have a linebacker core that you should be proud of. Because Bourne is balling still. Bourne is balling. N'Kobe Dean coming back off of IR. Well, not IR. Coming back after his injury last year. And he's balling out. And Jahad Campbell is nothing to sleep on. They are balling. That defense is going to be dangerous. Again, Jalen Carter, he had those two. First off, he had his pressures. Right? Let's get that right. And then not only that, Jalen Carter actually deflected the football from Jordan Love. Twice. One on the third down, I believe, where that actually might have got caught. But Jalen Carter's a problem. Moro Ajomo calls out a offensive scheme. The right play that they were about to run. Defense adjusts to it. That's your 7th round pick a few years ago. He's your rotational piece, and he's becoming a problem. BG just came back from the retirement. Soon as he step on the field, that's instant pressure. Right up the gut. Missed the tackle, but right up the gut. And then you can't forget about big Jordan Davis. Can't forget about Jordan Davis. Because Jordan Davis is the run stopper. He's a run stopper. And Green Bay's playing the whole game. And you can see it, which I'm going to give them praise for just keeping with their plan, first off. Because it's not like it technically was not working. It's just that we had a good enough defense to hold it. They decided they was going to take their running back, who's a good running back, Brandon Jacobs, and they were going to run it down Philadelphia's throat. He finished the game with a 3.5 yards per carry average. And they ran the whole game. They never got away from it. They ran the whole game. Which, if you're running the game, you're going at that defensive line because you're allowing your quarterback not to have to feel the pressure that was coming. Right? That's why early in the game, when we first did that first drive, I was like, please score. Because if you score now, you're already going to start feeling it as a home team. Now, it's something to be said about the culture of the Philadelphia Eagles. One, if you listen to what Jalen Phillips said, I'm going to play this sound bit real quick. Check it out.
You said Randy Graham game of this team, the tight game as it kept going on. What was it like with the unit? How did you approach that? What did you notice from the rest of the team about that?
Man, I think the biggest thing I noticed is just no panic. Like the whole entire time, like there was just utmost confidence on both sides of the ball. And it felt really good to just, be in that environment and just to know, like I said, the defense was handling our job and offense did what they had to do. So yeah, it was a great environment and just like such a fun game to be a part of for the first one out.
Make them feel, or is it just,
Man, he fit right in, man. Like, this is the culture that we have. Like, it's no ostracizing guys when they first get here. It's none of that stuff. Because, you know, at the end of the day, this is our squad. This is our team. That's what we come here for. We come here to play as a team. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter how late you got here. You're part of the team. And that's the culture that we built. And super proud of that because it's not like that everywhere. And, you know.
And with that said, that brings me back to when I'm talking about Jordan Davis. Because Jordan Davis actually had an interview after the game, and he explained even further about the culture of bringing people in, building them up, not going, not outing anyone. And this is despite everything you hear sometimes from the Philadelphia media can be, how can I put it, cancerous. Right? We talk about A.J. Brown. We talk about what they keep saying, oh, you don't want to be here, this, that, and the other. And I'm going to get on A.J. Brown in a minute. But we talk about how they're saying, like, even with, what's the boy name? Smith. Damn, I forgot. Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith leaving. Well, was it because of the locker room? All right. And then they talk about, as soon as C.J. Gardner-Johnson said something out his mouth about how the locker room was, they jumped right on it. Which, I mean, that's part of the job, right? Drama sells news, drama sells papers, drama sells, period. Drama, if I had more drama, I probably could get more views on this right away. Because ratchetness and all that drama stuff sells, right? Negativity is what we want to see. Not I, but negativity is what the world wants to see, right? So, but when you hear Jordan Davis explains it, he's letting people know the culture here is what we built. This is what we do. And there's not another person I actually want to hear that from than him, because Jordan Davis, he just has that type of persona that sound like he's going to tell me the truth. That's all I want to say. That's basically what I want to say. He's letting you know inside that locker room, as soon as he came in, he's family. We family, right? That's how our team's supposed to be in the first place. But as soon as he came in, we're family. We got his back, and we want him to know that. He ain't out there doing it by himself. So when Jalen Phillips get here, and he even said inside the interview a little further down that he saw automatically that this team is different. I could see why they're built like a championship team. So that's the culture that they have. People want a piece of that. People want to come here. Michael Carter II, he said the same thing. And this was before he even got here. Jair Alexander, he's from Philly, so he's feeling a little homebound, right? He's feeling the same way. I see nothing but good things coming from this. Jalen Phillips did his thing, man. And kudos to Howie Roseman for going out, grabbing Jalen Phillips. I hope that the plan is, and hopefully he doesn't cost too much to where we can't sign him and make sure that the rest of our defense gets their coins as well, right? Because we still have to sign Jalen Carter, right? They got to make some decisions coming up. They have to make a lot. You got Nakobe Dean. Obviously, you already did the thing with Jordan Davis, but you got Jordan Davis. You got a lot of people you're going to have to keep. It's hard being a championship team with great players because everybody wants to get their bag, and rightfully so. It's good when players decide that I could get my bag, but I also want to make sure we could keep the team, right? That's a sacrifice, though. I can't ask a person to do that, but would I do it? Yes, I would. I ain't making nowhere near $1 million now, so I would. But just saying, I know me and my persona, and my mind. I know my mindset. My mindset says, let's go get this championship. I can make money another way. Because y'all already going to give me what I need money-wise. I keep winning them championships. I'm going to keep getting more money. And I'm going to make sure now I'm investing it the correct way. But anyway, that's something else. But let me just back again. Kudos to Howie Roseman. I just wanted to share something Saquon Barkley said. Saquon Barkley was asked what kind of message that Howie Roseman was sending when he went and grabbed these players during the bye week. And Saquon Barkley said he's greedy. So we're going to call Howie greedy. He said he's greedy because he wants another one. And damn it, that's what they said they want to. They want another one. Now you got the players saying the same thing. Hey, Howie, I get it. We about to ball out. This is the second half of the season. This is the run where you ready to run through the walls and everything else to make sure that you get to where you got to go. You won a championship, you got to have that mentality of a championship, and everybody got to be on the same page. All right? Defense balled out. I have nothing else to say about the defense. I mean, yeah, I have nothing else to say about the defense. Offense, even the offense, I'm actually... All right, so here we go. I'm positive about everything. Some things, though, have to come out, right? The first drive of the Philadelphia Eagles, which was a great drive, they took so much time off the clock and they just drove straight down the field, whatever that script was, right? So, it came with a script. That script was good, right? And this is the thing that we talked about before. I'm not trying to get too hard on them. The script was lovely. Problem was, Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball, right? That's execution, correct? After that, I don't know what happened. Now, there were certain plays that just didn't connect. And listen, Green Bay has one of the top 5 defenses of the league. So I'm not getting hard on the Philadelphia Eagles or Kevin Patello, so to say. However, there is times in the game where you watch and you see the drives. And I believe these 2 drives I'm going to speak of, this is later in the game. Here's what happened. The first drive that I'm going to speak on, these 2 drives came back to back, right? Later in the game. You have a drive, and I forgot exactly how many yards it was. Whatever, it was a lot of yards. It was like second and something crazy. We run the ball first off, right? We don't get no yardage, right? Third down, now it's third and crazy. We don't get no yardage. We don't get enough to cover because you do the same exact thing. Now we have to punt the ball. The next series, we get get good yardage on the first down. Now it's 2nd and 2, right? 2nd and 2, instead of running the ball this time, we decide to throw the ball. All right. I get it. 2nd and 2, you could work with it. Because now if I get something longer, I've gained a lot of yards because they thought we was going to just go ahead and run. I understand the mentality there, right? And we still have another down to get those 2 yards. 3rd and 2, we decide not to run the ball again and throw the ball downfield. And again, it was a bad play drawn up. Or maybe they're going to tell me that it was a lack of execution, okay? That was 3rd and 2. Now you punt the ball away again. There was a flip-flop of plays there where the first drive, it's so long, but you keep running the ball. And then on this drive, it's only like a couple yards. You could have did 1 touch push and possibly got the 2 yards. But instead, you decide that you're going to throw the ball. Both times. You're not going to run it no more. Now, maybe they're not running it because they said, well, the previous drive, they stuffed us each time. I don't know. Like, there was no mix in those 2 particular drives that I'm speaking of. Late in the game, when you really needed to sustain your drives, even to help your defense out, who was balling out, by the way. But where's the mentality? It's the end game. It's the in-game adjustments, the inside game adjustments that I am talking about. The script in the beginning was great. Problem was we lost the ball. It should have been 7-zip from the gate, right? Then it just got stagnant. We got stuck. The offense wasn't, right? But in that first drive had mixtures of runs, plays, throws. It had a mixture of everything, right? What I'm saying is these 2 drives, it was the exact same thing, only in those particular drives. There was no mix in neither one of those drives. If you possibly could have took something from that drive, put it in here, creativity, inside the game, adjustments. They matter to me. Now, they played great against New York Giants. I don't know what happened, except for we went on a tough road. We went on a road. It was away. It was in Lambeau. It was against a better team, may I say, right? Who has a great, borderline great defense, right? Their defense is good. So I understand all of those things. The thing is, when I watch the plays, and it's the eye test for me, that I'm a little upset about, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. However, Kevin Patello still came away with the win. They did what teams cannot do during that game. They still was able to score 7 points later down the line, making it 10-7. That's all you needed because that was a defensive game. On a night where the defense was going to reign supreme, the offense still put what they needed to put on the board to walk away. When I say things like this about, I don't like how something looked, that's just about future terms, right? We can obviously, it's not going to be Green Bay every time, but we're going to keep playing tougher opponents, right? With more on the line than just this game. So I just hope that it's still moving this way. And I'm hoping that we didn't just take a step back, okay? This is right after the bye, and I'm not stupid. Last time, right after the bye, we won that game, but they still had to talk about some things, and then literally at the game after, that's when you saw the Philadelphia Eagles launch to a whole different heights, right? So I'm hoping that this is a whole replay. They came away with a win. I cannot deny that. I am happy about that. I am joyful. Especially against the team that a lot of experts were saying was better than us. Now, I know one game don't make you better than somebody else. But, yeah, it was on the line. Because we get to stay on top of the NFC. And Green Bay now has another loss to their name to worry about even making the playoffs. They went straight to the 7th seed. Get what I'm saying? Get what I'm putting down? Look, man, heck of a game, man. Heck of a game. A.J. Brown. 2 catches in the first half. I feel like it was the first quarter because it was pretty early on the game. I think it was. Probably was the first drive. After that, there was nothing, right? Then, Saquon Barkley on a drive that we scored with Devontae Smith. Saquon Barkley catches that pass out on the flat, does his little spin move, boom, shakes that ball. Immediately, A.J. Brown runs down to go block. He puts pep in his step, gets the block, and tries to block again. Second block wasn't all that great, but he did his job. And he's there to win. He's there to help. And they keep bad-mouthing him. And then on the very last play of the game for the offense, on 4th down, you decide to go at him to try to give him a jump 50-50 ball. And the ball was underthrown. And I mean, as a player, I wish A.J. Brown would have zooped around him or something like that. But nonetheless, it can't be like that. It can't. And if I'm the coach, if I'm the quarterback, if I'm the coach, I'm going back and I'm going to play everything in my head and I'm going to say, yeah, I'm doing this bull dirty. You do what you need to do to win. But on a 4th down at the end of the game, we say we're going to finally try to give you a jump ball? Take it for however you want to. I know people be like, when players start seeming like they're whining, and I want to use it that way because that's exactly how people are calling it. When people start thinking of you as whining because they want to think of you that way, because they don't know how to understand what's going on, they don't know how to put themselves inside your position. And look, if I put myself in his position, I'm not going on social media. That's just not me, right? But I could put myself in the person's position, see the reason why you're thinking this way, and then try to understand. 2 catches in the first quarter, in the first drive. Then you say, all right, we good, right? They might have sent another target his way somewhere during the game. But if you're going to have me go do a jump ball at the final play of the game, you couldn't give me a jump ball earlier? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And A.J. Brown seemed like he's in a good mind, nonetheless. So I hope that he doesn't take to there, but I hope that they're having these conversations because that wasn't cool. And you can say what you want to say. That wasn't cool. I know if I put A.J. on a slant and I deliver that ball, he's going to go get it. I could play that play somewhere during the game. You're doing it with the tight ends. Once you start feeding the tight ends, you can't go feed him. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, Philadelphia Eagles are now sitting healthy on top of the number 1 seed. They are still tied with a couple teams, though. So we are the driver in the NFC. We got to make sure that we continue to keep it moving. Next up on the line is the Detroit Lions, Vikings, and Bears. We already had the Vikings, so they're out of there. But Lions and the Bears are still up on our schedule, and the Bears are tied with, is it with Detroit? I believe. Yeah, and then Green Bay sits right underneath of them. Listen, it's a lot of teams. NFC East, we not worried no more. Dallas Cowboys, whatever Jerry did, whatever. They had a bye week this week. We'll see them. They'll be coming back next week. And we still got them on the list. I ain't forget. So when you think about it, we even have the Bills still left on our schedule. So we got a pretty interesting. We have an interesting schedule for the rest of the year, knowing that in order to stay on top, we have to keep winning. Destiny is in our own hands. Detroit Lions is a team that we need to make sure we beat, right? Chicago Bears, another team that we make sure we need to beat. Dallas Cowboys, just because they Dallas, we need to beat them. And then we still haven't played Washington yet. Washington is twice towards the end of the year. And no game is a gimme because everybody's going to give us give us their best. Everybody's going to give us their best. So there is no sleeping for the weary here. Take one game at a time, got to keep winning. Washington may be counted out, but we still got to beat them because the mother boys are trying to take that seed, take that spot, right? They will beat up on each other because literally it's two divisions. It's the division with Green Bay, which is Green Bay, Detroit, the Vikings, I believe it's the Vikings, and the Bears, right? That they're fighting amongst each other. But then I might be wrong. I'm sorry, y'all. If I'm wrong, please don't beat me up. Let me know that in the comments. I'll let you later. And then you have the division with the 49ers, the Rams, and the Seahawks, right? Lord, I'm messing it up. But anyway, those two particular divisions, they're fighting amongst each other. So only certain teams are going to make it out. And then who is it? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Which division are they? They done moved down anyway. They might be in the one with the Rams. So I'm messing it all up. Apologize. All I'm saying is the Eagles have to really continue to keep winning. And next up is Detroit. And everybody wanted to see Detroit and the Eagles last year. Everybody was saying Detroit was going to beat the crap out of the Eagles last year to show them who the real team was. And then all of a sudden Washington said, nah, we'll take them out for you, Philly. That NFC East love. But, let's go get it, man. Let's go get it. Detroit still got a team. I saw one particular segment, and they said that Detroit is still the team to beat. But right above Detroit, they put the LA Rams. For some reason, they keep putting them Rams. I get it, though. Rams got a heck of a defense, and they got a good offense. Have one of the best receivers that's in the league. You still have one of the best quarterbacks just getting up there in age, Matthew Stafford. And then you have a good complement with their running back, Kyron Williams. That's why the Eagles need to make sure we keep it home. Because anybody that wants to go to Super Bowl, we want them to have to come to the length to even try to get there. Why? How Run said, it's Run's house. Nah, it's the Birds' house. And when I say the Birds, I mean the Philadelphia Eagles. So everything we want to run through Philly, the place that everybody seems to hate. Philly. Make it happen, guys. Make it happen. Tell her keep growing. I don't know what y'all need to discuss. Talk about it. Y'all did a great job on that opening script. I'm concerned about your end-game adjustments, and I hope you hear me. I'm concerned about your end-game adjustments. I do see great plays here and there throughout the game, though. I do. That's basically it. I'll let y'all later.